She steps out smooth, put the city on a vibe with that justice in her name is where the truth comes alive. From the headlines to the plot, she's got her ear to the ground, serving news that's real with the beat and a sound. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. A calm in the storm with that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera dial. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. Calm in the storm of that urban kick. She's got style and grace like a journalistic trick. From the heart of the city to the outskirts wild, she captures the world like a camera dial. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall. She paints the shades that aren't black or white. In the ink of her stories, there's always some light. No matter where you are, you'll hear her call, echoing the truth, standing tall. Word on the street, justice in the air, bringing you the truth with the Caribbean flair. Celebrities and community stories and small. Word brings the light so you don't feel the fall.
Yes, yes. With that being said, welcome back. Welcome back to the Odyssey podcast, y'all. Thank everybody for coming into the building. Y'all already know how I do. I love to always thank my subscribers, the replay gang, the bushwatchers. We appreciate all of you. And last but not least, my beautiful moderators. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you guys so much. And it's word on the street and it's Word and the First Lady OG. And yes, we are back in the building, y'all. Me and the First Lady OG is back in the building. We got some things to talk about, some things that I dug up and found out about in regards to Nigeria Harris. We going did in regards to the Nigeria Harris
Okay. Is it me or Dad? I don't
case.
have nobody else
I
to
be saying her
ask.
name. I be
But you
butchering
going in and out. Now
that
you
baby's
sound
name. So
good.
First Lady OG
Okay.
jump in and send. She'll be right back. So within that time, and before we even dive into the commentary, I just want you guys to have a few updates. Please make sure you go and subscribe to Marta the Smarter. Subscribe to Marta the Smarter 10:01 a.m. virtual assist. And when I tell you, if you are a person that is a new content creator or you've been a content creator and you're trying to revamp your channel, if you are looking to work from home due to the fact of just your dynamics with family wise, then Marta the Smarter is where you guys need to be at 10:01. And of course, you already know where I'm going to tell you to subscribe. The First Lady OG is already in the building. So you guys go subscribe to Hollis Voice. The First Lady OG is Auntie. Hollis Voice, the First Lady OG is Auntie. Go subscribe. She's coming to YouTube. Trust and believe. Marta the Smarter is already here. Like I told you guys, 10:01 a.m. And also check out Savage Royalty, a very inspirational young woman. She also covers stories similar to myself. But when I tell you definitely inspirational, she has even a little bit more of a deeper insight because she does have her license to be able to go out there and actually be in the court systems and get certain backgrounds on certain cases. So check out Savage Royalty. She's right here on YouTube also. But yeah, First Lady OG, are you back in the building?
Yep, yep.
First
I'm here.
Lady. All right,
Can y'all
perfect.
hear me?
First Lady OG is back in. We can hear you clearly. So yeah, y'all already know First Lady is back. So I'm gonna let First Lady love on y'all because she loves to talk to her peoples. So First Lady, you could go right ahead and take it over.
Peace, love, and light. Good day, everyone. How are y'all feeling? Y'all already know this is the First Lady, OG, the highest voice. The voice stands for the visualizer of opportunity for inner cities everywhere. I gotta keep saying it every time you hear me because that's the way we remember shit. You know what I'm saying? Just us as the people, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is power and repetition at the end of the day. So, with that being said, again, the voice stands for the visualizer of opportunity for inner city children everywhere. Um, Make sure you follow me here. I'm making it a little easier for you here. I am at I am Auntie House. That's right here on YouTube at I am Auntie House. You can get me right here on YouTube. Please make sure that you go and subscribe. Hit that bell, subscribe so once I do a live, you won't miss it. Okay? Um, Definitely, like she said, follow Savage Royalty, True Crimes with Savage Royalty, Martyr the Smarter, Life Coach 614, and I am yours truly at I am Auntie House. And thank you for your support to the Odyssey Podcast. We appreciate you.
And with that being said, let's dive right into the commentary. So as y'all know, the last place that we butchered her name, Nizaya Harris. I don't want to butcher this baby's name. So the last time we spoke, we definitely I gave you guys a
Zaya.
part one on Nazaya. Thank you so much, First Lady OG Nazaya. Because I'm like, damn, I be butchering this baby's name, but forgive me. I'm not good with names, y'all. With that being said, we did speak about Nazaya Harris case. I did a part one, which I gave you guys a breakdown on what information I collected in regards to this young lady. For those of you who may be coming in and that's new subscribers or may not be familiar with Nazaya Harris case, this young lady was 13 years old. Um, she was impregnated by a 42-year-old man, which was the baby father to her aunt by the name of Jarvis Butts. She's currently still missing, and the saddest part, as you guys know, is she's been gone for a year. So she's been missing for a year. However, they chose to presume with the case based on the evidence that they found in regards to Jarvis Butts. So they have now sent this particular case to circuit court to go on further with proceeding with the trial process of this case without a body. The evidence that's there is definitely overwhelming, okay? Definitely overwhelming when it comes down to what they were able to find in regards to Jarvis Butts. And we're going to dive a little bit deep into the grandmother, the mother, and etc. I'm gonna give you guys a background of what took place in the preliminary hearing, and we'll go from there. Um, Recently, a preliminary hearing happened. The judge, Sabri, definitely was the one who decided to send this case to circuit court to go forth in trial. So I will be waiting for a trial date in which will be happening soon, and we will continue to what I will say is this: prosecutors said Butts was supposed to turn himself in to authorities on a gun charge on January 9th of last year. last year, the day Isaiah went missing, but the date that he was supposed to turn himself in was pushed back to February. Harris allegedly met up with Butts the day she reportedly went missing, and they ended up at his shop because he is a mechanic, and that is in Uslip. And they ended up at the shop, and from there, a motel was purchased by Jarvis Butts. And sad to say, it was a lot of involvement with family members. It was definitely text messages, which was revealed in the preliminary hearing. They were able to, and this is the thing I want to also say. A lot of times people assume that they're able to get rid of evidence through text message, or even phone call, right? By deleting uh, the phone call or deleting the text message. Everything is archived, okay? So even when you're having a conversation, you and that next person that's having a conversation is not the only people that's in that conversation. It's a third party most definitely listening in. And when it comes down to you deleting the messages, they have a way of going back and uh, being able to get the messages that were deleted. So a lot of times people go out here committing crimes and, like, you know what I mean? Or they even assume, okay, I'm gonna leave my phone. So if anything pings off, I don't got my phone. It'll make it seem like because my phone is in a certain particular area that's where I was at. Listen, people that go to school that's been in this for years, they've been trained, CIA, FBI, like these people are trained to do what they do 100%, just like they're trained killers. Allegedly, they're trained to kill, but that's just allegedly because I don't want you to feel like I'm saying anything or insinuating anything. But with that being said, going a little bit further, tech, text records alleges that Butts knew that this young lady was pregnant, and he also began doing online searches for abortion pills, drinking antifreeze in order to get rid of this baby. Authorities believe Butts has been sexually abusing Harris since the year of 2022. Before Unalive, he had a history of targeting and befriending women to get close to and sexually abuse their daughters. It's not only a sexual abuse case, but it also involves a lot more details into this man's behaviors, okay? Um he also has been charged reportedly for sexually abusing women. Also said that Butts is considered to be a serial rapist who sexually assaulted an 8-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old daughter who he reportedly gave chlamydia after sexually assaulting the 4-year-old baby. He was charged on September of reportedly known each other because he was the father of her cousin. And like I told you guys prior before, that is so he is the baby father. He is the father to her little cousin, but he is the baby father's, he's the aunt's baby father. Um, so this shit is just it's sickening and it's crazy. And we're gonna dive deep in because when you even but like I said, the sexual assault was going on since 2022. Um, it was so much things that were able to be tracked to him through text messages. They were also able to try to track from the time he decided to leave his phone behind. Now, they're looking to charge him with premeditated murder, child sexual abuse, second degree criminal sexual conduct with a person under 13. He should have never even been out. 4 years old. 4 years old. I mean, from the 8-year old family member, the 4-year old would have never even been able to be sexually assaulted or even like this shit is just crazy. The 4-year old wouldn't have to even endure. That's a baby, baby,
The
4
8-year
years
old
old.
with his
But
family.
guess what? It happened to the 8-year-old first. But if certain things, the 8-year-old was his family member, yes.
Oh, okay.
And I do feel like from when it was reported that he sexually assaulted a 8-year-old family member, he should have went through prosecution, which he did, but also it should have been something to where he would not have been able to even harm a 4-year-old. So it's not until he got locked up for sexually assaulting his girlfriend's 4-year-old baby and giving the little girl chlamydia is when they then decided to pursue further charges. But let's make this quite clear. He was able to still be out here on these streets. Okay. And we're also going to dive in and talk about Jarvis Butts because I found out some information in regards to Jarvis Butts' history. But like would say right now, if they were doing what they were supposed to do and proper protocols were took in place, it would have been no way for him to be now put out there of last year, September 27, 2024, as a fourth time sexual offender. So now he's only put out there of last year, September, as a fourth time sexual offender. Why? Because of this situation that took place with Nizea Harris. Okay. Now we're going to dive into just the family because I think what bothers me the most, and I would say this, I do feel like the aunt should go to jail. I do feel like the grandmother should go to jail, and I do have questions to why the grandmother will still have children in her custody after all of these developments. And it's just friggin' heartless. I want to bring you guys through a timeline so you guys get an open vision of a timeline, and we're gonna go right into it. Um, so let's start off with January 10th. January 10th, okay, Detroit Public School Community District launched an investigation after Antoinette Harris, Nizea's grandmother and guardian, reported her disappearance. Now, my problem, that was a problem off the back. First of all, my child is underage. The statements that was made prior before was that this is not her normal behavior. So automatically that sends red flags. I'm not wait to talk to the school because there's not nothing the school could do. I am going to call and place a missing persons report. And because she's underage, that missing persons report is going to go through right away. It's not to say that she's 18 where they're going to tell you, well, it's nothing we could do. We got to wait a certain amount of hours before placing a missing persons report. This is a minor. Okay, that threw me off. February 14th, after officials with Detroit Public School Community District hit a roadblock They brought the case to the Detroit Police Department, leading to police canvassing the area and investigating the case on February 14th, which was Valentine's Day. Okay, guys, sad. February 15th, Detective Jason Mays and his partner interviewed Jarvis Butts in connection to Nizea's case. Butts claimed he was dealing with a legal issue on the day Nizea went missing. He also told Mays and Johnson that Nizea, who is related to one of his daughters, would occasionally come to his auto shop to work with his daughter. On March 6th, police began searching a pond near the intersection of the Garrett Avenue and Quinn Road in Clinton Township, relating to Nizea's disappearance. On March 7th, a woman reports to police she found Nizea's school ID. She says she stepped over it multiple times for 2 weeks before deciding to pick it up. Once she picked up the ID that was found face down, she recognized it to be Nizea. She then called police. On March 12th, 2 months after Nizea's disappearance, her family told Local 4 they're holding on to hope of finding her. At this point, they have been over a dozen searches just for her. Okay? Authorities searched the area of 7 Mile and Berg near the river in relation to Nizea's case. There they found pink overalls, a black hoodie with headphones in the pocket, and a shoe. August 15th, Detroit police submitted a warrant request relating to Nizea's disappearance. On September 26th, Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy announced Jarvis Butts was charged in connection to her disappearance. Authorities announced the case will be treated as an homicide, even though a body has not been found. On September 27, Jarvis Butts was arraigned and faced multiple charges in Nizea's murder. On November 1st, Jarvis' preliminary examination then had begun. It's not only focused on Nizea's case, but also two other victims Butts allegedly sexually assaulted, a 13-year-old and a 20-year-old who testified in two separate sexual abuse cases. On January 6th, Jarvis Butt's preliminary examination continues. Dozens of witnesses testified. More are expected to testify, which just passed us, which they did, which was on January 8th. Okay? This shit is sickening. And like, I feel like it shouldn't even have been all of that. So now that's where we are. And as of January 8th, which has just passed, this preliminary hearing went on, and a lot of witnesses testified, and the Judge Sabri decided to send it over to circuit court. Good morning, Hank. Good. Well, let me say it better. No, not good morning, because we're not mourning anything. Grand Rising, Hank. Grand Rising. How are you? I'm so happy that you were able to pull up in the building. Yes, we are talking about this Isaiah Harris case, and you were in the building when we did the part one of it. So I'm just giving you guys an overall
Hey,
rundown.
Pegasus. What's up, Hank?
You know, Hank love him some First Lady. So that is the timeline right now into what took place. And the reason why I want to give you guys that timeline is so you have an idea of what took place up until him being arrested and now him being arraigned and all the things that took place up until her disappearance. I am doing fine, Hank. I am doing good. I hope all is well with you. Hope all is well with you, my dear. You and the family. With that being said, we're going to dive now into the second part of it. So I've been doing some research in regards to the case, and it's a few alarming things that came up for me. I'm going to start off with listening to the preliminary hearing. I actually listened to the entire preliminary hearing, the people in which who testified were the grandmother, the aunt Shannon, another baby mother of Jarvis Butts also testified, alongside the two investigators who did the interview of Jarvis Butts. Um, Also, one of the investigators who were investigating that did the information for being able to get all the deleted text messages. Jarvis Butt's sister, biological sister, also was on a stand that testified. I wanted to be able to actually play for you guys to hear what was
So
being said, and
everybody took accountability for their part.
so I'm gonna tell you like this. Give me one moment, First Lady. I would say this. I don't think that anybody took accountability when it comes down to this young lady's passing at all. I don't think nobody took accountability at all. And the reason why I say that is because when I will start off with saying this, the one of the first people that took the stand was a guy by the name of Cordell. Cordell is in partnership with Jarvis Butts. Okay, they are in partnership with the auto shop. Um,
Okay. I don't care what he got to say.
Cordell, right? Cordell knows that Jarvis was in relations with this young lady inappropriately. Okay. However, he states that Jarvis tells him that the young lady is his niece, and it's not the first time that he has seen the young lady. Okay. Before she even comes to the shop, they end up going to pick up something, and he's like, "Oh, there goes my niece." And she jumps in a car. She greets both of them because she's familiar with the both of them. They have some work on two. They were working on one car that needed parts, so she did a few traveling trips with them to go collect whatever parts that was needed. He also had his sister there because his sister was having some type of issues with her vehicle, and she just wanted him to be able to check it out to tell her what was going on in regards to the vehicle. And the sister states that she remembers seeing a young lady, but she never got a chance to see Nizea's face. Now, my only issue with the sister is if you're stating that you never got a chance to see Nizea's face, how were you able to then contact the police or whatever have you and say that the young lady that was at the shop, you think that that was Nizea without seeing her face? And I think that was something that the defense really played on when it came down to that with his with Jarvis Butts.
Unless it's this picture right here. This hairstyle is hard to forget, even if from behind.
So it's said to say this hairstyle that she has in her hair, that wasn't the last known hairstyle.
Okay.
So this picture that we're looking at of Nizea, this is actually an older picture, but it's said to say that wasn't the hairstyle
Oh,
that she had in her hair. However, like I said, when it comes down to the sister, it's a few things that kind of threw me off. Like I said, the way she explained it, and I will say this, I will say that her emotions let me know that she knew that that was Nizea because she did see her face. And like I'm gonna say again, it wasn't the first time that she was at the shop. And um it was also put in documents that he would have out of his mouth. have Nizaya and other daughter come and help clean up the shop, and he will pay them for doing that. But as we know, his daughter, one of his daughters, which is the daughter that was with Nizaya that would go to clean up the shops, is the daughter that recently testified in the case, but because she's a minor, they cannot disclose her identity. But she did speak of knowing the inappropriateness that took place between Nigeria and her father, and also the inappropriate behavior that her father displayed to her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go into hearing the testimony of the grandmother, I want to be able, like I said, I would love to play it, but unfortunately, I'm having technical difficulties. But look forward to us being on Restream. And I think I'll probably be better because I don't know what happens with StreamYard. Every time I go on to try to play something for you guys to hear, you guys are not able to hear. But what I will do is play what I consider to be the audio part of it so you guys can actually hear it for yourself. So let me go in because I definitely want you guys to hear the testimonies, and then we're going to talk about the testimonies piece by piece. Okay. So let me get it up and running. In the meantime, First Lady, I just would like you to put your thoughts in there because, like, I know it is something that is hurtful just to know because it could be any of our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And this baby was 13 years old and nobody was there to save her. While you're letting the people know your feelings, I'm gonna actually pull up the preliminary hearing so we can listen to some of the audio.
Uh-huh. Sad, sad, sad is all I can say. 13 years old is my granddaughter, almost. Well, I can say and is. Because I have grandsons that's 15, 17, 18. So when it comes to these children, this is why I am who I am and why I do what I do. She, Naziah would have been a perfect candidate for Auntie House. If she'd have got to us and told us she was scared and don't want to go back there or whatever the case may be, yeah, grandma would have just had to, you know, get her paperwork right to fight. But we was going to be on baby side at the end of the day. And she would have definitely been able to stay at Auntie House. And so we allegedly prove why she can't. Because if they saying XYZ, she ain't going back over there. Give a damn what y'all saying. But no, she was missing. And she never should have been missing because he ain't never should have been. Go into all of that, man.
Yeah, it's so sad. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna play one of the first witnesses. So one of the first witnesses that was called, like I told you guys in the preliminary hearing, in regards to Jarvis Butts was Cordell. Cordell has partnership in the auto shop, him and Jarvis. So I'm about to play the preliminary hearing. We're gonna listen to him, and then we're gonna dive into the commentary on what we think as far as the things that he stated from the questions that was asked from the defense and prosecution. So here we go.
Stand right here, Mr. Wright, and face the judge. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. Watch your step. Could you spell his first name for me?
Cordell.
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Good morning.
And Mr. Wright, do you have a nickname?
Yes.
And what's your nickname?
King.
Is that King?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. How old are you?
37.
When's your birthday?
11/17.
What year?
86.
And Mr. Wright, back in January 2024, were you on a MDOC tether?
Yes, I was.
And what dates were you on tether from?
From March 14th, 23 to March 28th of 24.
And what were your tether restrictions back then?
I could leave the house from 6 in the morning. I had to be back in by 9 p.m.
Mr. Wright, do you know someone named Jarvis Butts?
Yes, I do.
How do you know Jarvis Butts?
I first met him. We worked together at a shop called Frank's. And then we owned the shop together.
And do you see Jarvis Butts in the courtroom today?
No.
Would you be able to stand up so you can look around?
Yes. No.
When did you meet Mr. Butts?
2018.
And you said you two worked together initially at a place called Frank's?
Frank's.
All right. Where was Frank's at?
He has a couple locations. He has 7, but the one I met him at was on Warren in Neff.
Okay. And what locations of Frank's did you work at with Mr. Butts?
Warren and Neff.
Yes. Mr. Wright, I'm approaching those proposed exhibits 4, 5, and 6. Can you look at these and tell me if you recognize those?
I recognize this one. And this one.
And those are those a fair and accurate depiction of the Frank's Auto Shops? At least 2 of them on Warren and the other one maybe on Harvard?
Yes.
Okay, which is the one that's on Harvard?
The last one on the inside.
Okay, and that's People's Exhibit 6?
Yes.
Okay, you're not doing the admission of People's 4, 5, and 6?
Any objection? No objection. They'll be admitted as equals exhibits 4, 5, and 6.
Thank you. How long did you work at Frank's with Mr. Butts?
A few years.
About how many years would you estimate?
2.
And when did that change from Frank's to another shop?
Maybe in 23 sometime.
Okay. Would it be earlier in the year or later in the year?
Maybe mid, maybe May. Well, maybe April, May.
And then where did you guys work then?
We got a shop together on 9,000 Connor.
And what is at 9,000 Connor?
A Sicko, a car wash, and our shop was in the middle of both.
May I approach you? Yes. Mark, if you look at most exhibits 7 and 8, you look at those, and tell me if you recognize them.
So currently, right now, guys, they're actually showing him pictures. I want to try to fast forward really quickly to where they start to talk about Nizea Harris instead of us having to go through the extensive, because they're really just trying to determine placement and his relation to Jarvis Butts. First Lady OG, I'm going to actually mute my mic for a moment while I find that timestamp so we can just dive right in, because I don't think we need to hear all of that. And if you guys do want to hear all of that, I will post the preliminary hearing on the community wall for you guys to actually go take a look at the case yourself. Give
I'm
me one
back.
second. I'll be back.
That part, you guys. So if you want to see the whole thing, just make sure you go on over to the community wall and you can see the whole hearing for yourself. I always say, not to your own understanding. Excuse me. I gotta do a detox, drink some lemons. I was out there shoveling that snow. Me and the young son out there today. So, woo. Yeah, we got a little bit out here. We got a little bit out here. But we spent the weekend away and didn't even get none. A little dusting. But oh my goodness, this must have been about almost 3 or 4 inches here.
Alrighty, guys, I'm back. I think I found the timestamp, and tell me about it, because I'm gonna tell you the truth, First Lady OG. We got snow. It's really, really cold though, because we're like at 16 degrees right now. But we got snow, and the expectancy of the snow in New York, I wasn't expecting, but a lot of other places got hit 10 times harder than what we normally see. And I must say, for the
And then
past few years,
also the places that got hit is places that don't normally get no damn snow at all.
and that's what we got to pay attention to, because they
That part.
control the weather. And I'm
It's
gonna just say
21 in
allegedly.
Atlanta. It is 21 in Atlanta, yo.
And this is what I'm saying.
It
But
is
you know,
one in Chicago. It's 1 degree in Chicago. It's
and they gotta
70
pay
in
attention.
Miami.
Look at Louisiana. You know, Louisiana got hit hard. And a lot of people are
Negative.
talking about that. People were like, "Oh my God, I feel like I'm in a snow globe," because they have never experienced Louisiana being hit the way it got hit with this
Yeah.
snow thing. But when I tell you, we're gonna
It's
come back
snowing
and
in
we're gonna
Virginia
discuss
Beach right now.
that too. And we got to come back and really discuss how they even deal and mess with the weather allegedly from things that are documented. Okay,
Oh
YouTube,
my
not
gosh,
that I'm
y'all.
pushing.
It's four
Okay, it's
degrees.
things
It's
that's
4 degrees
documented.
where I'm
I,
at, y'all.
I will pull it up. They
It's
speak
four
about the heart
degrees where
machine.
I'm at.
I only know about the heart machine because it was spoken about through media. So, YouTube like to act like, but I'm just we got to come back and definitely talk about that, because we definitely got to be aware of the effects of the things that they're doing when it comes down to our environment, because the environment is what's going to keep all of us living, along with them just cutting down the trees and putting up a bunch of fake trees allegedly. But that's what I've researched and came across. And me and the First Lady OG, we always dive deep into deep topics like that. So I'm definitely going to make a segment for us to come back and talk about it, because I think it's very important for you guys to know what's happening in your environment. The fact that the ozone layer is depleting. These are things that we definitely need to be aware of. We have the icebergs that's melting at a higher heightened rate. It's really deep when I tell you. And the reason why we need to know about our environment is because it affects us, all of us, and it has
Oh
nothing to
my
do with race.
God.
Okay,
It is
it affects
four
all of us.
degrees here, feeling like one.
That part. And with that being said, we are going to definitely come back with a segment on that. So stay tuned for that. And like I said, I'm going to start posting up things that we will be doing on the community wall. So just stay tuned for that. I was able to find
So
the timestamp.
y'all 13 degrees, feeling like 7.
Yes, it's very cold outside. It's burning. In fact, I'm happy that I don't have to wasn't in work or leaving work because it's burning. It's burning out there.
It's 23 in Virginia Beach and it's snowing.
And you want to know the realest shit? I don't care about how much layers of clothes you have on. The
That
cold
cold
is going
is
through all
different.
the layers.
It's different.
Okay,
Different.
so
Different.
let's say it's Arctic. It's a Arctic
Yo,
weather.
it
So,
is -2 in Detroit, feeling
but
like
guess what?
-10.
If you guys
Oh
are
my
familiar with the
God.
movie Day After Tomorrow, yo, go check that movie out. It's a real old movie, but it
Yeah.
definitely sets precedents when it comes down to the environmental part of what we're dealing with, not for
Ooh.
nothing. With that being
Chicago
said,
is
First
feeling
Lady,
like, I'm sorry.
we're gonna jump right back into the Nizair Harris case. I found the timestamp for us to listen to what Cordell had to say. And so here we go.
By February 13th.
February 13th, and is that of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And at that time, were you presented with a jail call?
Yes.
And who was that jail call with?
Jarvis.
Okay. And who was he talking to?
Me.
All right. What was the topic of that jail call?
He called and asked would I receive a cell phone out of a truck for him.
And were you familiar with what truck he was asking you to get it from?
Yes.
What truck was that?
It was a Z1 Chevy Suburban.
And did you know who that truck belonged to?
His baby mom or somebody was dealing with.
Okay. And do you recall listening to that jail call?
Yeah, I recall.
Okay. If I
So, guys, this is actually the part where they're gonna actually play the jail call. And so, for those of you who are incarcerated or know somebody that's incarcerated and they're speaking over the line, be very mindful of what you're saying over the line. Here we go.
I would move to admit the jail call from, I believe it's February 8th, 2024, between the what's the exhibit number? Sorry, that's exhibit number 1. Thank you, Judge. And may I publish? Thank you, Judge. And for the record, I am playing this exhibit 1. Today, 1 time 3. An inmate at Lee County Jail. Your sentence must collect calls. This call has been provided by Helmi as a courtesy for friends and family. You cannot receive additional calls from this inmate until you post appreciated comments. We can take your credit or debit card information over the phone and connect you immediately back to your call. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept all communications from this. Thank you for using Helmi.
My guy, what's up, man? Not shit, man. Not shit, man. How you feeling? My bad, I missed your call. I was working like a motherfucker. I figured they said you just did, man. They said something, man. Yeah, you know it. What's up, my nigga? What's up, boy? You know it. Yeah. And shit. I'm calling, man. These bitches, they put my money on my motherfucking books, bro. Oh, yeah, take a minute for to put that shit on there. You could be walk in with it, man. They be playing crazy. I swear to God. Hey, you got some things and shit. You show you straight, me. I mean, I'm going to come out and put that in. Yeah, you know, I had some money on my books. Like, I can't live with money. Oh, yeah. So they put this shit on my hookup. I was up on the app. I get come up $0. That's some bullshit. That's it, crazy. How is it though? Man, that's some bullshit. I'm really gonna be quarantined on this whole shit, bro. Oh yeah, they got some like quarantine close for how long? 3 days? I don't know how long. Nigga, shit, I'm saying, I'm about to be the only one in this bitch. I'm my part. Wait, what happened? I said, shit, I'm about to be the only one. I'm gonna get nothing out of this motherfucker. You want these stupid on this bitch shit, man. Okay. Yeah, so what you mean? No, okay, tell me what that comes for me. Man, you straight? Yeah, good, my nigga. Huh? Yeah, I'm good, oh, shit, yeah, you got passion number, right? Yeah. So, Jay, I need you to call her one day, nigga, and get that truck up there, nigga. Get my phone out there, back seat, bro. Oh, man. All right. Well, I'm going to get the truck up there. What will tell her? Tell her you gonna, truck around the lost car that they too when we was moving the, radiators. Okay. For this call. Reach my hand that back seat. Yeah. So you reach my hand that back seat, bro. Straight behind the middle of that back seat, bro. Okay, under it or in the back or not in the back? In the back, right in the back of the seat, bro. Okay. Thank you, bro. You know you took the key. You took the key to the gate. It's the same key. I don't got that key no more. Yeah, you do. It's the same key to the lock and stuff. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right. Yeah, it's the same key, man. You know, I have to put the money on the phone later, man. When I get around, baby, I have to put the credit card. I said, you put it on that. I told my wife to have a break up the tape. No, I don't need it though. This is the same one I got it, so I don't need it right now anyway. This one I get the scrap out of there. Okay.
Mr. Wright, were you successful in getting that cell phone from the vehicle like Mr. Bud asked you to?
She came up there, but I wasn't successful. It wasn't there.
Wasn't there? Okay.
When you say she, who you referring to?
Tasha.
And who's Taki that you know of?
His baby mom.
Okay. Did you look for it in the vehicle?
Yeah, I looked for it.
Okay. You were unsuccessful in finding it?
Yes.
And Mr. I want to talk to you now about the second time that you were speaking with Detroit police. It was just a couple days after your first time.
It was not long, a few weeks maybe. I was off tether at that point, I believe.
Okay. And do you recall talking about fixing a red Jaguar and going to Ypsilanti?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about how many times did you and Mr. Butts go to Ypsilanti?
I believe it was either 2 or 3.
And how did that come about? Whose red Jaguar is this?
My son's grandma. So she called, said she was having some problems with it and asked if we would come look at it, which is not unusual. We do house calls depending on the person and where it's located, but this is my son's grandma, so of course we're gonna make the exception. She called and said she was having problems with the car, asked if we would come look at it. We went and assessed the car at her house the first time. I think we made a minor repair there, not to the extent that it was the problem that she was having after the fact.
Okay. So, where is this red Jaguar located when you guys go out to see it?
It's at my son's grandma's driveway in Ypsilanti, off Michigan Avenue.
And who goes with you out there that first time?
Jarvis.
Okay. Just you and Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys go out there and you assess, make a minor repair.
Yeah.
Does it completely fix the car?
For that problem, yes.
Okay. And then is there another time that you did you work on this red Jaguar?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
She drove the Jaguar for a while. It was doing fine. Then she said it was leaking something. I asked her what it was leaking. She said she didn't know. I asked her if she could get it towed to the shop. She said yeah.
Okay. So at some point, this red Jaguar gets towed to your shop at 9000 Connor?
Yes.
Okay. And who works on it at 9000 Connor?
Me and Jarvis.
Okay. And what do you do when you finish fixing? Do you ever finish fixing the red Jaguar?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you do when you finish fixing it?
We take it back to her. I called her first and asked her how she was planning on retrieving the vehicle. She said she was going to tow it, and I didn't want to cost her more money, so I told her that we could bring it.
Okay. And do you recall if that was on or about January 9th, 2024?
It was on.
On that day?
Yes.
Okay. So on that day, before you take the red Jaguar back, who was tell me about how that day started for you.
I woke up. I typically leave the house at 6 because that's what time I could leave. So I went to the gym. Got to the shop probably around. I don't know who opened the shop. I can't really recall which one of us opened it, but Jarvis may have been there already. A few cars came in, then the Jaguar probably got there maybe around 9 o'clock. I assessed the Jaguar. Jarvis left for a moment. I had another mechanic. Being it's a foreign car, so I had a foreign car mechanic on call to help with the work, but he was busy, so he came. Said he wouldn't have time to do it, so I think I Googled it, seen how it was done, and I proceeded taking the water pump off.
Okay. So you're working on the Jaguar. Is Mr. about that work that day?
Yes, he was there.
Okay. What do you guys, being you, Mr. Butts, do as it relates to work that night?
I think we had a few cars that came in that needed some minor repairs. Between that and the Jaguar, we was jumping in and out of the Jaguar job, and the cars that could pulled up, maybe oil change, tune up, whatever, et cetera, so forth was. But we was mainly working on the Jaguar, trying to get the water pump off, as it is a hard job to do.
And do you always have all of your parts on stock or on your person in stock with you?
No, we call either AutoZone, Mansfield, one of the auto stores that have.
Okay. And did you have to go get any auto parts on January 9th?
Yes, we had to go get the water pump for the Jaguar, as well as some other parts, I believe, for other cars.
Okay. And when you go and get parts, is it usually just one of you, both of you, or something else?
That depends. If it's a car there, then one of us stay. If it's not a car there, we go together sometimes.
Okay. And on January 9th, 2024, did you guys, did one of you guys go to the auto parts store, or did you both go?
We both went.
Both went? Okay. Tell me what happens when you go to the auto parts store.
Before that, I called them. They ordered the water pump, so we went and picked it up when they called and said it was in. We got in the truck, went to AutoZone, got the water pump. On our way back from AutoZone, I believe we forgot something. So we ended up turning back around, going back to AutoZone, grabbed whatever we forgot, came back. And on our way back, we was coming down Harper. Jarvis said, I see my niece right there walking. We pulled into Angel's liquor store. I still didn't see her. He pointed across my face, said she right there. She was coming across the street at that time. She got in the truck with us. She spoke. I came, IJ, and we proceeded back to the shop.
So, when you guys are driving to these auto parts stores, who's driving?
Jarvis.
Okay, where are you at?
Passenger seat.
Okay. And you said when you guys are heading back to the shop the second time, that's when the Jarvis spots someone?
Yes.
Who does he say that he spots?
His niece.
His niece, okay. And do you recognize his niece?
Yes, when I see her, when he pointed her out to me, yes, I recognize her walking across the street.
Okay. And so you guys pull over. Where does she get into the car at?
I believe she getting behind me. So the back seat behind me.
Okay. Does Jarvis say anything to her?
Yeah, she speak. She speaks to both of us and we speak back.
Okay. What does he say to?
Hi.
Hi. And where do you guys go after pick up the keys?
Back to the shop.
Okay, and that's at 9,000 Connors?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you guys do when you get back to 9,000 Connors?
He back in. We get out. We proceed to working on the Jaguar. I may have got out the car first with the parts, man. He was in the car with her for a second. I got out, started working on the Jaguar.
And does what happens next? What do you guys do?
I believe she get out, get into the front seat, reposition herself to the front seat of his truck. It was colder that day. I believe she started the truck. We started working on the Jaguar, putting the parts back on. It took a little minute. Like I said, it was a difficult job, so it took a while. At some point, I believe his truck ran out of gas, so we had to stop what we were doing to push his truck to the gas pump so he could get some gas.
So that she gets out the car that you guys were in?
Yes.
Okay, and then she gets into Jarvis' truck?
No. We was always in Jarvis' truck.
Okay.
So she gets out the back seat and repositions herself to the front seat so she can start the cover.
And tell me, what kind of car, what kind of truck Jarvis drives?
Escalade.
And what color?
It's pearl white.
What, if you could see, what is this niece doing while you guys are working on shop, at shop?
I believe she's on her cell phone, I believe.
Let me pause this really quick and let's make this quite clear. The grandmother says something totally different, as well as the aunt. It was stated that Shannon and Antoinette stated that Nizea did not have a cell phone. And when she did have access to the cell phone, it wasn't because the cell phone was on, it's because the cell phone had Wi-Fi, and the cell phone definitely wasn't hers. But we're gonna get into the grandmother's statement in regards to this preliminary hearing. But let's continue with Cordell and what he has to say. Give me 1 second, guys.
Does Jarvis ever take his niece anywhere that when you guys are working at the shop?
No.
No, okay. Did you ask him if he was going to take her home at all?
I believe I asked him was he going to drop her off when the truck ran out of gas. We had to push it to the pump. It was just a distraction from work, so I asked was he going to drop her off. He said no.
And do you finish working on the Jaguar that day?
Yes.
Okay. And what happens after you finish up on the Jaguar?
I called my son grandma and asked her how she was going to treat the vehicle. She said she was going to tow it back. I told her she didn't have to do that. That was just spending extra money. So I asked Jarvis, was it all right if we dropped it off? He said yes. And we started making preparations to do so.
Do you recall about what time you guys finished the Jaguar and prepared to leave?
Right around 7:30 or somewhere around there.
When do you guys eventually leave the shop?
Yes.
Okay. And tell me about who all leaves the shop?
Me, Jarvis, and his niece.
Okay. Tell me about the driving arrangements.
So I drove my 300 and Jarvis drove the Jaguar.
And where was his niece at?
She was with him in the front seat of the Jaguar.
Now, are you able to recall what his niece looked like that day?
Yes. Faintly, but yes.
Do you remember what kind of clothing she was wearing?
I remember she had a jacket on. Like I said, a coat. It was cold, so I think it was colorful.
Colorful?
Yes.
Heard me, I heard.
Yes.
I'm not sure I don't approach you with people's proposed exhibit 2. And I'm going to direct you to the top left corner. Can you tell me, is there anything that you recognize in that?
The jacket in channel 1.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the jacket that you've seen his niece, Jarvis's niece, wearing that day?
Yes.
And I approve the admission of people's proposed exhibit 2.
Any objection? Okay. We'll give it as people's exhibit 2.
And I'm not sure you're me, I hope you. And then showing you his Mark Appeals proposed exhibit 3. Do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes.
Thanks. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of Jarvis's niece as you remember seeing her back on January 9th, 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and is that the same niece that went with you to Ypsilanti?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I move for the admission of people's proposed exhibit 3.
No objection. Okay, it'll be a minute as people's exhibit 3.
Thank you.
So right now, currently, guys, they're showing him a bunch of different photos, and to make sure to what he is stating and testifying to is legit as far as the day went, and the day in question of Naziah Harris missing.
So, you guys are driving to Ypsilanti, and you're driving in your 300, and Jarvis is driving the Jaguar with his niece.
Yes.
Okay. About how long does it take you guys to get to Ypsilanti?
It was raining that day, so about 35 minutes.
And when you get to Ypsilanti, what do you do?
Get out, park the car, get out, we go in. My son's grandma and I believe his auntie was there as well, so they greeted us. They spoken to him before, so they greet him, and then my son's grandma asked who the little girl was.
Did you introduce the little girl?
No.
Okay. Who introduced the little girl?
Jarvis did.
And what did Jarvis introduce her as?
His niece.
And about how long do you guys stay in Ypsilanti?
How long? Maybe 15 minutes or so. My son, auntie had to go get the rest of our money that my son, grandma didn't have, so she went to the ATM.
What do you guys do when she went to the ATM?
I talking. She was just telling us about work she needed to do around her house, etc., so on and so forth.
And was Mr. Buss with you the whole time?
Yes.
So, you guys eventually leave Ypsilanti.
Yes.
And tell me about the driving arrangements coming or leaving Ypsilanti.
At this point, we only have one vehicle, which is mine. We get in, drive to the front. I believe Naziah said behind me.
Is that behind you?
Yes.
Okay. So, is there any kind of talking or conversation when you guys are driving?
No, I got sounds in my car, so no.
And do you recall, about what time you guys, I guess, where do you guys go when you leave this place?
Back to 9,000 Connor.
And do you recall about what time you guys get back to 9,000?
Probably around 8:45. I was cutting it close on the tether.
What do you do when you get back to 9,000?
Open up the shop door where he left. He left his truck in one of the bays, so we opened up that bay door. Went through the gas station because that's the way we entered the shop. Went through the gas station, opened the shop, opened one of the bay doors. I went to the back and started splitting the money that we had made for the day, and separating the receipts, etc.
Where do you see his niece go?
Getting this truck.
Do you recall where at his truck she got it?
Passengers.
Is that front passenger, back passenger, or something?
Front passenger.
And where's Mr. At?
Back in the back with me, separate the cash.
And when you leave, did you lock up the shop?
No, I left first.
You left first. Okay. So when you leave, who's still at the shop?
Jarvis and his niece.
You see them leave the shop at all?
No.
And have you seen, Jarvis's niece, the one that was with you on the 9th? Have you seen her since January 9th, 2024?
No.
Now let's talk about the day after you guys went to SC, so January 10th. Do you recall if Mr. Bucks was at work that day?
I don't think he was.
What makes you think that he wasn't?
I believe he called me like 3 times, 4 times. No reason for him to call me if he was standing right next to me.
Hold on, pause. So then, sir, it's not probably he called you 3 or 4 times because he was not there at the shop as he claimed that he was after him being at a hearing for a former charge which was related to a gun charge that he had to turn himself in for, in which they end up adjourning the case for a later date in February. So let's make this quite clear. It's no probably. He did call you 3 or 4 times. Why? Because he was already in works of doing what he was going to do to Naziah. I'm sorry, guys, for interrupting, but I had to say that.
You asked the question.
Yes. So you said that you don't believe he was at work because he would call you? He called you so often?
He called me. We had a 30-minute conversation on one account, and then we had another conversation about 15 minutes. So
that it's, you believe in your mind that he was at shop facility.
What's the question?
Okay, let's pause this. First Lady OG, are you in the building? First Lady.
What did she just say?
Okay. I am like, look here. I'm about to turn English on y'all. Let me tell you something. She asked him the question. So you believe that he called you in your mind? Okay. What? Did you hear what I just heard? All right, let's finish it off because I know you're gonna have a lot to say with it. But what is, before we even play and go any further, what is your thoughts, First Lady? What is your thoughts when it comes down to Cordell, aka King, that has partnership with Jarvis Butts when it comes down to the auto shop in which they were renting inside of a gas station? So let's make that quite clear. They were renting inside of a gas station where they would be able to do their mechanical work. But through the whole process, she's questioning you. Now we come to the part of, okay, so within the next day, how much time did Jarvis Butts call you or did you know he was at work? Let me say it better. I believe she said, was Jarvis Butts at work? And he said, I believe he was not. Why do you believe that he was not at work? Oh, because he
Because
called
he
my
wouldn't
phone
have,
3 or 4 times.
and
Okay,
he
so he
wouldn't have
called
had
your
to call me if he was standing right next to me.
Okay. So, but guess what's so real about it, right? She goes into asks another question. So, since you believe that he wasn't at work based on the calls that was made to you, he then tells you one call was 30 minutes and one call was 15 minutes. I want you guys to listen closely, and that's a major key. One call he had with Jarvis Butts was 30 minutes. The second call he had with Jarvis Butts was 15 minutes. All right, let's continue.
Based on those conversations, in his mind, to him, that means that Mr. Buck was not in the shop with him. I don't think that's needed.
And so the attorney says, so in his mind, Jarvis Bus wasn't there. What games are we playing? Jarvis Bus wasn't there, and it ain't in his mind because he knew what was going on. But let me shut up and let's continue.
Stating the conclusion.
Jimmy already stated this was a shot.
One more time, I'm sorry.
So, based on the length of those phone calls and the times of them, that made you believe that Mr. Bucks was not in the shop.
And what is wrong with this attorney? Why does she keep on saying, and so what, and so what do you believe? Like, am I going crazy?
Right.
First Lady OG. I've never in my life listened to an attorney. Like, am I tripping?
So you believe. Like, but to me, that's that verbiage. They gonna catch you with that shit later. Because if you answer yes, they're gonna say right, but you only believed it, you didn't know. Like they're gonna come back on some other shit. I
First Lady
definitely
OG, First Lady OG. I'm sitting here like, what? And just what you said, what she said, I'm like, okay, let's continue because we got a lot to talk about. And listen here, when we go through, because that's why I got to break it down in parts. He was one of the first people to sit to testify in regards to what took place when it came down to Nizea Harris' disappearance because he was one of the people that seen her and he was one of the people that were around her on the day of her disappearance. And you believe. So this is what you believe? Sure.
Did Jarvis Butts ever mention to you about his niece being missing?
No.
Have you talked to Mr. Butts aside from that jail call that we played since turning himself in? And do you know someone, you know any of Jarvis's siblings?
Yes.
And which sibling do you know?
I met his brother and I met his sister.
You talked to his sister.
Let's pause again for one moment, guys. How is it feasible for you to say that you have not spoken to Jarvis Butts since he's been incarcerated when it was a recording that was played not too long ago before the question that she's asking right now took place of you and Jarvis on the phone and him wanting you to go to his baby mother's home to collect a phone that he left in the car before he turned himself in. What? Did anybody catch that? I mean, did we catch that? I mean, did you guys hear the recording? And when I paused it before the recording happened, what did I say? I said, be very mindful because even when you think that you're in jail and you're calling someone and it's private. It's no privacy. It's you, the other person, and a third party listening in, right? And that's regardless if you're locked up. That's on regular cell phone type shit. But the recording is now played from jail of Jarvis Butts calling this man
Right.
and telling this man, listen, I need you to go and collect the phone that I got in my vehicle. My vehicle is at my baby mother's home. Now, this is his first baby mother. Shannon, I believe, no, this is not his first baby mother. I'm lying. This is not his first baby mother because I'm about to take you guys through some history that they didn't even really put out that I found out about. But let's just say that I believe that Shannon is maybe like the 11th or 12th baby mother, and the other baby mother that did testify is, I think, maybe the 8th or ninth baby mother. But we're going to go through the process.
Do you remember if would his sister ever come to the shop?
Sporadically.
Right. Okay. Are there times that you talk to her?
Yes.
Okay. And you talk to her about Jarvis's niece being missing?
After the police questioned me, I believe she came up there and we spoke about it, yes.
And Mr. Wright, I asked you earlier about if you've seen Mr. Butts in the courtroom. How does he act?
Yes.
And I'm showing you People's Proposed Exhibit 9. Can you tell me if you recognize that photo?
Yes.
And who is it in that photo?
Jarvis.
That's Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
And I move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 9.
Exhibit 9.
Thank you.
Let's stop here because they're going through a whole bunch of exhibits that they want to show him. And I trust and believe me, you guys pretty much got the majority of what you need to know. So that's why I'm stopping there, because then I want to go into the second half of you being able to hear the other testimonies. Let's just begin with this first testimony we just listened to. And like I said, Cordell, aka King, is the friend of Jarvis Butts, in which they had a partnership starting the late ending of 2023, continuing into 2024, in which they rented out of a gas station in order to do mechanical work. Um, with that being said, giving you guys that back history, let's get into it. Okay, let's start off with this man, like I stated prior before, seeing Naziah on multiple occasions. And the reason why we know this is because when Jarvis Butts points out that he sees his niece walking, and then they pull into a driving spot that has a liquor store and probably other places, and then a Naziah Harris approaches the car, is when Cordell, aka King, recognizes, oh, I know who she is. She greets the both of them in the vehicle, and they proceed to go on to doing whatever else that they have to do, with Naziah accompanying them. As you heard Qualdell say, he had to work on his baby mother's car. So let me make it clear: baby mother's car. Okay. And it was a Jaguar, and it was different issues that she was facing, and they were able to fix it because she was able to tow it over to the shop that they were located at. And instead of her having to pay more money, they decided to take the car back to her so she doesn't have to pay no more money. But who is with them? Naziah Harris. Then they go into asking him, do you recognize the coat? Do you recognize certain things in regards to that particular day that you see Naziah, and going back to Naziah going to the shop? Okay. First Lady, what is your thoughts on this Quodell testifying in this case? First Lady OG, we can't hear you.
It's cold. Yeah, boy, I have to turn the heat. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you clear.
Okay. Y'all, this is crazy. These people, that man needs to go down for the sexual stuff, but everybody else needs to go down for her goddamn murder too. Unbelievable. This poor child.
So what I wanted to go back into right before, I thought you must have stepped away, but what I was asking you was based on the testimony from Cordell, aka King, which was the individual that was partnership with Jarvis Butts, which they were renting um out of a gas station in
He
order
sounds
to
like a
do certain
goofy.
jobs. With him being aware of Naziah, and as we know, like I said before, this is not the first time he's seen Naziah. Just a breakdown overall, First Lady, as he stated, they pulled into an area which had a liquor spot or whatnot in other stores. Naziah jumps into the back seat on the passenger side. She greets the both of them. He is familiar with who she is. She also went along for whatever endeavors as far as him and Jarvis having to complete the workday. A part of completing the workday was him making sure that he finished the work on his baby mother's car, which we're talking about Cordell. Cordell's baby mother owns a Jaguar, which was having complications. They checked it out, fixed one situation. Another situation occurred with the Jaguar, which she then had the Jaguar towed to the shop. So instead of her having to spend more money after they finished work on the Jaguar, they then jumped into the Jaguar, which Cordell said he drove the Jaguar, and Nizea and Jarvis Butts was inside of Jarvis' vehicle. And once he dropped off the car or whatnot, they then jumped into one vehicle. The funny part about it was Cordell did mention that his baby mother's mother asked who was the young lady, and he didn't give a response, but Jarvis then responded and said that that was his niece. So the baby mother of Cordell did inquire of who the young lady was. Now fast forward, they drop off the car. cars dropped off. Now they're headed back to the shop. When they head back to the shop, Wardell states that he jumps into his vehicle. He left Nizea and Jarvis at the shop. So they were last seen at the shop from what Wardell is saying from when he left. The exhibits that they show was to identify the fact that he knew Nizea and he seen her on that particular day. Now they go in further into questioning him, and now I'm thrown off because now the attorney is like, and so you believe this, and this. And so it's like, you believe what? What are you talking about? He stated what he stated, and then going back to the shop and whatever have you. I mean, I'm confused. Why would it even be you believe when it's actually something that
Told
took
you that's
place?
the time catch his ass up later. Because just later
That
on, they'll say that you said you believe, but you said you believe, but you really didn't know. You only believe.
and the thing about it is, I think for me, when I got to the point of the statement of, did you and Jarvis speak while he was incarcerated? How can you say no when you just stated that you guys did have a conversation and it was recorded, the recording was played, and literally, we're going to say 15 minutes into the hearing, the same question is asked and you state no. Then another question is asked in regard to Nizera Harris the next day
Niggas
after
that
her
scared,
disappearance.
they be lying.
Right. And then the next day after her disappearance, you're like, the question is asked, did Jarvis come to work? Oh, I believe he didn't. How do is either he did not or he did. You believe it, like it makes no sense for you to even put that, even putting it in that wording, it just throws it off completely to know that you're lying and you have something to hide. Because at the end of the day, if I go to work with somebody that's in partner with me and I'm at the job and they're not there, that obviously states that they're not there. Okay? Period. If they're calling my phone, they're not there because they wouldn't be calling my phone like he stated. I believe he wouldn't call my phone if he was there. No, why can't you just say, listen, he wasn't there. He was calling my phone. When I did get a chance to answer my phone, one phone call was 30 minutes. Then he called back a few times. I answered the next call that I got from him, and that call was 15 minutes. As me as an attorney, I will want to know what was the conversation between you and Jarvis on that first 30-minute call, and then when he was calling you multiple times and then you finally end up talking to him that second go around, what was that 15-minute call, since you could identify that one call was 30 minutes and one call was 15 minutes? What's your thoughts on that, First Lady? First Lady OG, are you talking?
Oh, no. I thought I was on mute.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
is
I was
First
like,
Lady OG talking? Go right ahead.
oh, man, I'm just, like I said, people scared. And when they lying, after a while, they can't remember what they said. He's definitely, he is a
Well,
fumbling mess.
he needs to remember what he said. He needs to remember everything because he is in the system, and prior before him and Jarvis Butts even teaming up and renting this spot in the gas station, he was incarcerated and he had to do time. and he came out on, I believe, an ankle monitor or whatever have you, and then he went through the process, and then it was lifted. But for me, it's so much holes when it comes down to Qualdell, and what makes me definitely question it is because it ain't, like I said, it ain't no believing. If you ask me a question, did so and so come to work? Did you see so and so for the day that you worked? I'm
I
gonna tell
believe
you,
not.
if I didn't see them, no, I didn't see them. Did they contact you? Oh, yeah, they contacted me a few times, and the one call that I did get was 30 minutes. But like I said, for me personally, that was the defense attorney speaking and asking the questions. The prosecution didn't ask no questions as of yet. So who you guys were listening to at that moment was the defense. And I understand that the defense has to defend their client, but it's just like you're ultimately not defending your client at all. Okay. But like it leaves the prosecution now to come in to then state, okay, well, the 30-minute call that took place, what was that 30-minute call about? The 15-minute call that you talked about that took place, what was that 15-minute call about? The funniest thing is listening to the whole preliminary hearing, not even the prosecution nor the defense even asked that question. But that would be something that I need to know because that is something that is very vital to the disappearance of Nizair Harris. Now, it's so for me, I don't know. Like it's a very weird case, and it's a very weird way in which I feel like the prosecution and the defense is going about it. I would say that. But like I said, once he said I believe, the word I believe is a red flag for a straight direct question. What's your thoughts on that, First Lady?
I believe. I believe. I believe again, like they setting him up. I really do. Um, I feel like he's setting himself up because he's not remembering certain things that he said. But I don't know, man. I'm really trying to. I really just think. I think everybody should go to jail. I think everybody that knows should go to jail. And the line of questioning is so funny to where it's like, I'm really not trying to go that this ends up being a whole crisis actor situation thing again. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm hoping that that's not what this is. But it's the way she's asking him. She's saying, so you do not believe that he was at work? And he's like, I do not believe so. Like both of y'all sound funny. Like some made up reading some shit. Like because then he goes, well, he wouldn't have had to call me if he was standing next to me.
And that's my biggest issue. It's just the wording and what he's saying because he knows more to it. And let's make this quite clear. If I said to you, we're doing a job, are you taking her home after we had to push the car to where it's closer to the gas pump in the gas station in which we work in for us to pump gas in a car? That's taking a lot. So what are you doing? And obviously, she needed the car to be on so that she can keep warm or whatever necessary, listen to the radio, whatever it had may have been. Okay. And as a grown man, you asked them that question. You had to ask them that question because you probably felt something. You ain't gonna tell me you ain't feel nothing. No, nothing like something ain't tell you something ain't right. And the reason why I say that is because this is not the first interaction of meeting Nizaya Harris. You are familiar with her. And even during the times of her coming to the shop, she went to the shop even when she wasn't with her little cousin. Her little cousin at one point didn't want to go to the shop at all. And that happened because of her father trying to violate her. So you as a grown man that whole time you ain't take no suspicion on anything, nothing at all. I don't buy this shit for 1 minute. And I really want to know what that 30-minute conversation was the day after, which was January 10th, and
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah went missing on January 9th.
Mm-hmm. What y'all was talking about for
What
45
y'all was
minutes.
talking about? I want to know because he called you for a purpose and he felt as though he could confide in you. And just based on the jail call alone, let me know what your ties is.
Exactly.
Because if I know that I've been through, I just came off of being on an ankle monitor, and I know I'm a felon, I'm on parole. Some shit just went down of a 13-year-old missing, and you have some involvement in it, and you my partner, but I know what the fuck I got going on. But yet and still, I'm going to take your jail call and I'm going to go and do what you asked me to do, which is get the phone. But the purpose of Jarvis wanting him to get the phone is because the phone is where the evidence was. And even though he deleted it, they were still able to go in and get all those deleted text messages between him and Isaiah, which was very explicit. And the manipulation that he was giving alone just by text message, you already know what the relationship that it gave. And it's sad that I have to call it a relationship, but literally you would have thought based on the context of the text messages that this young lady was older than what she was. And that goes to show you the level of grooming that this young lady went through from a young child up until, and when I say young, we talking about baby status,
I'm
up
talking about
until the
he
age.
taught her how to do
Well,
that.
listen, he was with her since 2022. But let's make this quite clear. He wasn't the first person to sexually assault her. She was first sexually assaulted by a neighbor's older child that was autistic.
Wow.
Allegedly, they state this man, this older person was autistic, but question, why would my child at the age of 8 years old or 7 years old be in the neighbor's house for what?
Hmm.
You,
What you doing
and
over
then the
there?
statements behind it, like it's sickening when it took place because the grandmother, Antoinette, had other children that she fostered, and that incident took place with Isaiah. They had to move out of the area. No major charges came against the guy. He was I believe in his 20s. He had to have been like 20 or 21, but no charges took place because it was documented that he was autistic. But obviously, he was violated. So for any child, especially with autism, it's like a repeater. You get what I'm saying? So he basically did whatever had been done to him to Naziah at Naziah's age. So now they have to move from where they're at to a new place to where Naziah was currently living up until the time of her disappearance. I want you guys to listen to the testimony of Jarvis Butt's baby's mother. Remember, he has a baby mother and he has a fiance that both reside. And we're talking about his recent situation because I'm going to take you into some other things that I found out in regards to Jarvis Butts. And Jarvis Butts has more than 20 kids. And his first child was born when he was only 13. Okay, I'm going to jump into this testimony of Jarvis Butt's baby mother. And I believe this is the 10th or the 11th baby mother, if I'm not mistaken.
Remember that day? Okay. And what happened that day?
Police came to my home, asking me if I know Jarvis and have I seen Nazaya
Okay.
before.
All right. And did you, I guess, did they do anything at your house when you were there?
They searched my house.
Did they ever search, on that day, did they search your vehicle?
No,
Okay.
they just looked in there. They didn't do it before. I don't know if that was search of them looking inside.
Okay. Was there ever a time that you allowed Jarvis to use your vehicle?
Yes, one time.
Okay. And which vehicle? 2 times? Okay. And
Can you speak it just a little bit louder?
2 times. Thank you.
in which vehicle was that?
The Unalive Center.
Okay. And I showed you a PowerPoint before of 197 photos of a Nissan Sentra. Do you recall seeing those photos?
Yes.
And
Especially, can you hold on for a moment?
oh, sorry. Yes. Do you recall me showing you the photos of a Nissan Sentra before?
Yes.
Okay. And in showing you those photos, did those fairly and accurately depict how your Nissan Sentra looked back on August 30th, 2024?
Yes.
Okay. Now, first I'll move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 11, the PowerPoint of the Nissan Sentra.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be a minute as People's Exhibit 11?
Thank you, Judge. May I publish?
Yes.
So right now they're actually
Now-
showing her location and registration to verify.
When you let Jarvis Butts borrow your vehicle, did it look how it was photoed?
The back was messed up, but the front was good. It
Okay,
was fixed.
so back in January of 2024, your car still had the front end?
Yes.
Okay, is that the only difference in how it looked
On
from,
photo, yes.
okay, so that's the only difference in how it looked from January of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. When is it that Mr. Butts borrowed your vehicle?
January 9th.
Is it the first time?
And let me pause that. And it's very vital that you guys keep that in mind. When she asks, when did Jarvis Butts borrow your vehicle? She says January 9th. Keep in mind that is the same day Isaiah Harris went missing, and he didn't want to use his vehicle, so he used his baby mother's vehicle.
Yes.
Okay, and you said there was a second time?
Yes.
When was that?
I think it was either the day next day or the day after that day. I don't remember.
Okay. The first time, let's talk about the first time. How did it come about that he borrowed your car?
He called and asked if he can use my car to do something with his son.
Okay. And when is it that how did he get your car?
I didn't get home till about 9 o'clock and he came to my house.
Okay. Is that 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? 9 p.m.? Okay. You said he came to your house and picked it up?
Yes.
Okay. To your knowledge, did Mr. Butts say how long he was going to borrow your car for?
No.
Okay. Did you have a time where you expected it back?
At least 2 hours.
Okay. When did Mr. Butts return with your car?
The next morning.
Was this normal, abnormal?
No, not normal.
Not normal? Okay. And did Mr. Butts say what he was doing when he had your car?
No.
Okay. Did you notice anything different about or in your car after his use that first time?
No.
Okay. Did you notice anything in the back seat that was different?
There was a pair of glasses that was left that my son was playing with at the time.
Okay. And I'm going to show you. In People's Exhibit 11, photo 37. Where at would your son be sitting?
On the passenger side.
Okay, in the test.
On the back seat.
So, you can kind of see it better in photo 41. He would sit behind the passenger seat?
Yes.
Okay. Describe the glasses that he was playing with.
I believe they were clear around the frame part. I don't know what the ends look like, but I do remember they were clear.
Okay. And I want to show you what's already been introduced as People's Exhibit 12.
Yes.
Is there anything in People's Exhibit 12 that you recognize?
The glasses.
Okay. How is it that you recognize those glasses?
They were clear just like that. One of my son was playing with.
Okay. Now, you said your son was playing with them in the back seat. How did you get them from your son?
I told him to give them to me because I didn't know what glasses they were.
Okay. How is it that you come to ask Jarvis about these glasses?
Well, my son was playing with them when I was with Jarvis at his shop.
And I guess
the next day I went up to the shop and my son, like picking my son up from school. Jarvis was Steve's daughter, and my son was playing in the back with the glasses.
Okay. From when Jarvis had borrowed your car and returned it to you picking up your son from school, had anybody else borrowed your car? Okay. So you're at the shop. You see your son playing with the glasses. You take them from him. Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, tell me, what does Jarvis do?
He snatched them from me and said those were his son's glasses.
Okay. Okay. And do you think anything of this at the time?
No. I just thought that was his son's glasses because he said he was taking his son somewhere in the car.
All right. Now, the second time that Jarvis asked to use your car, you said that was either the day after or the next day.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about how that comes to happen.
Well, he comes to my house when he get off work. He comes by to get my car. So he needs to use it again for his son. I said, okay. And he said he wasn't going to be gone for that long like he was the time before. I said, okay. He was only gone for like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours.
Okay. And are those the only 2 times that he ever used your car?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Were there times that he would be in your car with you?
Yes.
That he would take in places?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had any contact with Jarvis since he turned himself in on February 7th of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And what was that through?
Phone calls, get out, text, out.
Okay. And
You should put that mic off the edge. Yeah, that's it. Hear you. Okay. Thank you.
do you recall a phone call in which Jarvis asked you some things about your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. And you've heard that call before?
Yes.
Okay. And was that call that I played for you, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the call that you had with Jarvis, him asking you about the car?
Yes.
All right, with the admission of people's Code Exhibit 13.
Any objection?
Okay.
And Your Honor, may I publish?
It'll be admitted as People's Exhibit 13, and you can publish. Can I also see Exhibit 12? We get a moment. Yes.
Oh, guys, we're going to jump right back into this audio testimony. I was looking for something for you guys to actually see, but I know you guys could probably hear my screen.
The record, this phone call is 6 minutes and 43 seconds long.
You didn't get what she said.
Beautiful girl, beautiful.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. The entry has requested that you take for this call.
This is so
If you don't
sad.
see the call, hang up now. Thank you for using Tony.
Look at this guy. This is sad. It's so sad. Beautiful young lady. So right now, guys, they're just going through the process so that they could be able to play this audio. I'm trying to fix the audio so you guys could be able to hear it. Let me know.
And you indicated that you knew Mr. Buck since 2019.
Yes.
Correct. You met him at the shop, correct?
Yes.
At his shop.
Yes.
Would you describe your relationship with him as a I'm sorry?
You said as a whole?
Would you describe it as a physical relationship or was it a real relationship?
Oh, it was a physical relationship.
Okay. So you knew Mr. Butch was seeing other people, correct?
Yes.
All right, so that's not a surprise to you,
No.
correct?
The fact that he lied to me, that's a surprise.
Okay. So,
Hold on. The mere fact that you said the fact that he lied to you is what hurt you, and not the fact that he's out here raping little kids didn't affect you. Crazy.
and you wouldn't know where he was coming from, correct?
Yes.
That's nothing new.
That's nothing.
Okay. Do you know, besides your daughter with Mr. Butch, do you know Mr. Butch's other children?
I met quite a few of them.
Okay. Have you met any of the other mothers?
Two in the beginning of the relationship we had. He's about 2 or 3 of the mothers.
Okay. And have you had any issues with the mothers?
No.
Okay. So you know Mr. Butch works as a mechanic, correct?
Yes.
And have you ever seen him wearing safety glasses in the shop?
Yes.
Okay. Safety glasses are clear, aren't they?
They're not those.
They're not.
They're not the kinds that I see. No.
Okay. So he borrowed your car on the night, correct?
Yes.
And you said he came over around 9 p.m.
Yes.
All right. When he came over 9 p.m., was there anything out of the ordinary that you noticed?
No.
Okay. Did you have a conversation with him that day?
We swapped out cars. We had a quick swap out cars. And he was gone.
And there were no other conversations that day? You didn't notice anything about his appearance? Didn't notice anything about his demeanor?
No.
Okay. And you say he came back the next day?
Yes.
All right.
The next morning.
Could he have dropped your car off later that night? Earlier that night?
No, he did not.
He didn't drop it off at, say, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
No, he did not.
Okay. And you said that your son, and forgive me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but there was a lot of things in this car. Is that the condition the car always was in?
My son has his toys. There's always stuff in there, yes.
Okay.
But it's only my kids' stuff that be in my car because my kids are the only people that really be in my car. Or my mother.
Okay. And your testimony is Jarvis, but prior to the night, had never been in this car before?
No, he's been in my car.
Okay.
He's been in my car. I take him places.
Okay. So your son finds the glasses,
Yes.
correct? And you say he finds the glasses, this would be on the 10th? He finds the glasses?
Yes. And the next day.
And if you guys look at the previous picture that I had up, Isaiah is wearing glasses.
Or whatever. I don't remember what day, but I know the next day. It was the next day you went over. Yes, it was.
So you're not sure what day the glasses were
I'm not sure what day the glasses was found because I went to his job twice.
Okay.
After that. So I don't know which day. I don't know if it was the 10th or the 11th.
So it could have been either day.
Yes.
All right.
But
And
it was in my car.
so your son was playing with these glasses.
Yes.
There was nothing remarkable about these glasses, correct?
They were just clear glasses.
And so you couldn't identify the glasses and say, hey, these glasses were smaller than a normal pair of glasses. These must be a pair of kids' glasses, right? You couldn't say that,
He
correct?
said they were his son glasses. So is he saying as his son that we need some kid glasses, right?
So he said they were his son's glasses.
Yes.
They going through the motions of somebody that's like coughing their life away right now. I don't know if it's one of her family members or whatever have you, but yeah, they coughing almost to give a signal or something. Like, don't say too much or something. That's what that cough gave me. Like, watch what you say.
You sure? I gotta call you one more. Oh, okay.
So right now is like I said, I don't know if it's one of her family members or a family member of Nizea that's going through a cough attack at this point. I hope everything is fine with her, but it just seemed kind of off, and just the way that the baby mother was sitting on the stand, her whole facial expressions, all of that I'm looking at. Like I said, I will post the link for you guys to actually look at the preliminary hearing yourselves. Leave comments for me. Let me know what your thoughts are from watching it. And we're definitely going to just keep on covering it. But just wanted to give you guys a little bit of why you guys are hearing what you're hearing. And I want you guys to really pay attention to that too. Because like I said, the cough that was given is almost like you're saying too much. Like, look, we gotta slow you down for a minute because you're gonna give too much and you're gonna incriminate not so much herself, because I don't think that this baby mother had anything to do with it, but more or less incriminate Jarvis. And like I said, I don't know if it's coming from her side of the family or anybody she may know that's sending out a signal, or if it's coming from someone that Jarvis knows. And based on the history, you could really never tell. We're going to jump right back into this testimony.
Go right ahead.
All right. So you said your son was playing with the glasses, correct? And you took the glasses from your son, correct?
Yes.
And what did you do once you took them?
He was playing with them when I was up there with Jarvis. When I took them from him, I said, "Do not your glasses." Jarvis took them from my hand.
Okay. So you didn't examine these glasses, correct?
I just got them on his face. And he was playing with them on his face.
Okay.
So how can I not examine these glasses when I'm looking at my son with the glasses on his face?
You didn't study these glasses, correct?
No, I didn't study these glasses,
Okay.
but they were clear and they were on my son's face.
So later on, you showed a picture of Messiah Harris, correct?
Yes.
And you saw her wearing clear glasses as well, right?
Yes.
At the time you saw her with the glasses, did anyone tell you that she was missing?
Yes, they did.
Were
And they
you
showed me the picture.
were you aware that she was missing?
From the news.
Okay. And were you aware that Mr. Butts was a suspect?
No, not at the time, until they came to my door.
Okay. So when you told them that these glasses, you saw glasses similar to this.
I didn't tell them then.
Okay.
I didn't know about that until after.
All right.
It took me a minute to think about the glasses.
So you came back and told them later.
When they came to my house.
Okay. That you saw a pair of glasses in your car.
Yes.
And the best you can say is that these glasses may be similar, correct?
It was similar.
Right.
Yes.
You cannot testify that these are the exact same glasses, correct?
No, I cannot testify those are the exact same glasses.
Can you tell whether the glasses had prescription lenses in them?
I didn't put them on my face, sir, so how do I know?
Did your son say anything about that?
No, how would he know? He said he was, 6'7" high at the time. So how will you know what prescription glasses are?
You wear prescription glasses, right?
Yes.
If you take them off, you see differently, correct?
Yes, but I did not put the glasses on.
Yeah.
So how will I know they were prescription glasses if I didn't wear them?
My
My son wore the glasses. So How am I supposed to know? I don't have his eyes.
My question was, did your son say anything about the glasses? He didn't
He
say
was
that.
playing with the glasses, and I told him to take the glasses off because we didn't know who glasses they were.
Okay.
I didn't know if they were prescription, so I told him to take them off. When he take them off, he handed to me. Oh, Jarvis said, "Oh, those are my sunglasses," and he snatches it from my hand.
Okay. And what did Jarvis do with the glasses?
I don't know. He went towards his car.
Okay. You didn't think anything else of the glasses, did you?
No.
Okay.
All he said was those were his sunglasses at the time.
You're employed?
Yes.
All right. And your Nissan, was that your primary mode of transportation?
No.
That was a secondary car?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there because we're going to have a lot to cover and I will be back with part 3. But just keep in mind, this is the same baby mother that Cordell, right, knew about also. This is Jarvis's baby mother, but Cordell is also aware of her. And even through her testimony and the questions that's being asked, when it comes down to the glasses, you see, it'll be so much that'll be questionable, even when a person is trying to keep their story in alignment. Now, please understand that I don't believe that Jarvis Butt's baby mother has anything to do with Nizea Harris' disappearance, but do I believe that she knows his history? Yes, because just as Shannon knows his history and had known his history, she still decided to have 5 children by him and have her amongst her children that they made together alongside her other nieces, nephews, or whatever have you, alongside whatever other children that her mother fosters. Now, when we get into Shannon's testimony, it's very explosive, but I want to stop right here, leaving it off at the baby mother. Um, for me, with the for me, I don't know about nobody else's feelings. This testimony from the baby mother threw me off. First of all, you're not coming to just get my car. You're giving me whatever story. A glasses was found in the car. You stated was your son's, revamping to find out that the glasses that I thought that was in my vehicle was your son's, that my son was playing with, was really of a missing 13-year-old. However, you let him. Hold on, guys. My computer is running low. Oh, I gotta plug up. So, however, you guys decided whatever that you were gonna still allow him to use the vehicle because you have a different way of transportation, whatever have you. Um, but I do feel like the baby mother is overwhelmingly, when we say a person can be overwhelming, she's overwhelmingly obviously obsessed with this guy. Okay, because you're coming to my home to borrow my vehicle. I allow you to borrow my vehicle. You bring my vehicle back. A glasses of a child is found, because according to her, the only reason she knew it was a child was because once she told her son to take off the glasses and she had the glasses, that then Jarvis took the glasses from her. But she's a woman that wears glasses. And let's make this quite clear. You don't have to put glasses on your face if you're a person that wear glasses. So even if it's a child's glasses and you tell your son, look, baby, take off those glasses. I don't know where they came from. Take off those glasses. And you grab them in your hand and you look at it, you can tell if a glasses is medicated or if they're not. So the follow-up question that came from the prosecution, that would have been a question that I would have asked myself. And the statement of, oh no, I wouldn't know because I didn't put you don't got to put the glasses on your face. You wear glasses, ma'am. So clearly, you wear glasses that's medicated. You can definitely tell the difference. So for you to tell your son to take off the glasses wasn't only because you don't know where they came from, right? But you don't know if the glasses is medicated, right? So now once he takes off the glasses and he gives you the glasses, m- me as a human being thinking, especially baby father, okay, with a whole nother child, I'm going to pick up the glasses and yeah, I'm going to look at it, may even hold it up, all of that good stuff. I mean, her story for me, I don't know. First Lady OG, what's your thoughts on Jarvis Butt's baby mother story right now as far as her testimony in court? I don't think I buy everything she's saying though. I'll be real.
I ain't really buying everything she's saying either. I think a lot of them have realized what this shit end up entailing, and now it ain't cool to be on the inside of this shit. Now that they saw what has really happened. Excuse me, my throat was dry. But after knowing that people have come in contact with her and seen her with him, and everybody just says, "Oh, who's that? My niece," and that's it for y'all. That's that save face shit. Hmm. Minding their business. People mind their business just up until enough to keep their ass safe. Now all of a sudden they don't they stories is sounding sketchy. But I don't know. It just the thing with the glasses, it keeps saying at the shop, but he brought the car back to the house the next morning. Then she first said when she got in the car with the kids playing with the glasses. Then it was like, no, like I didn't say that we was at the shop. The first time you said something with him with them glasses, he was in the back seat of the car after he brought the car back to you. I wasn't at no damn shop. So I don't know. I don't believe you. You need more people.
I feel you 100%. And it's so funny because as I'm talking to you, my computer definitely died. So now I'm coming through the phone. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Um, when I tell you it's so much to unlock and definitely uncover in regards to this case, it's ridiculous. And all the involvements of older people in regards to this baby, it's beyond me. I'm leaving you guys off with Jarvis Butt's baby mother speaking on what took place the day after Naziah Harris' disappearance. And she's stating the day after Naziah's disappearance is when he requested to you. No, let me say this better. It's no way. But even though that's what she's stating, it just doesn't even make sense. He had to have borrowed her vehicle prior before Naziah's disappearance. That is how Naziah's glasses ended up in this woman's car. So it's no way that the day after he
No,
came
no, no.
and got the car.
That was the second time. She said the
Oh,
first time he took the car was on the 9th, which was the day she went missing. That's why they
okay.
saying he came back with the car, and all of a sudden when he came back with the car on the 9th, them damn glasses was found in there because her baby was put in there on the 10th, and he was playing with the glasses the next day. So that's
Okay, so
proof
I
that
misunderstood
Nathaniel was
that
in the
part.
car. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Thank you, First Lady OG, because I definitely misunderstood that part. Because in my mind, I'm like, what? So thank you for even giving me insight on that, because I definitely misheard that part, and I think I interpreted a different way, because I definitely was like,
Mm-hmm.
that just doesn't make no sense. But leaving
Mm-hmm.
off with Jarvis's baby mother's testimony, we are going to come back and we're also going to hear the testimony from the sister and the fiance. We're going to hear from the fiance first, and then his sister, and then we'll go down through the breakdown. When I say everybody had some form of involvement, and the reason why is because just you knowing that this baby was being violated, you are a culprit. Period.
That part.
And that's how I feel about it. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for pulling up on Word on the Street, the Odyssey podcast with your girl Word, and of course, the First Lady OG. And we appreciate you guys so very, very much. And please don't forget to go subscribe to Marta the Smarter Virtual Assist 10:01 a.m. right here on YouTube. Savage Royalty Crime Story TV series that she does, where she breaks down everything. And like I said, she goes into the courthouses and gets actual documentation on the proceedings on these cases. So you definitely want to go subscribe and stay tuned, because she does exactly what I'm doing, and I'm just getting better as the time goes on, guys, and even building my comfortability, as you guys can tell. With that being said, Savage Royalty Prime TV, go check her out. Marta the Smarter, right here. Virtual Assist, go check her out. 10:01. I guarantee you, you don't want to miss either or. And last but not least, the First Lady OG. We already know Hollis' voice is the First Lady, OG, is Auntie's house. And I'm going to, of course, let the First Lady OG speak for herself and give you guys the rundown where you guys can check her out. She will be posting on her community walls very, very soon. And definitely going to be on YouTube. She's already here. It's not that she's not here, guys. She's here already. But look forward to her posting a live. And if you go subscribe, hit the notification bell. Trust and believe me, you don't want to miss the first live. But I'll let her go more in depth with that. With that being said, guys, thank you to all of my subscribers, my bush watchers, the replay gang, and last but not least, my beautiful moderators. I can't do it without you guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys keep me in the algorithm. You guys just keep me going, dropping comments in the comment box, putting the up like in there. And I appreciate you guys so much. This cannot be done without the support of you guys believing in what I'm doing. So know that I love you guys and I appreciate you guys so much. Yo, Hank. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Thank you for pulling up. I'm so happy to see you. I know it's been a little minute since we've been in contact, right? But thank you so much. I love you just for all your love and support. Shout out to Sonia. Sonia, my love. I know life be life thing, but you know I love you and I just want to give you a shout out and thank you for always supporting and just keeping me on my toes and definitely giving me different content to put out there that our people definitely need to be involved in. And with that being said, I will hand the mic over to the First Lady OG.
Thank you. I want to definitely send peace, love, and light to everyone. Bush Watchers, Replay Gang, those that's coming in for the first time. Brand new subscribers, old subscribers, definitely hit the like button. Hit the bell, subscribe so you never miss a live. I also want to say, make sure that you guys come and see me at I Am Auntie House. I am also, yes, like she said, I'm here. I'm on YouTube. I just haven't uploaded any content yet, but I will most definitely. Hank and Sonia, special shouts out to you guys. Sonia, thank you for the story. I definitely did not get to listen to it today, but it is definitely where we are. It's still in regards to Naziah. This, I believe, Sonia sent us um, the cousin. So it just says the cousin. So I'm not sure if it's the cousin, which is the daughter of Jarvis, or another cousin. But it might be the daughter of Jarvis. That would be the testimony I want to hear. The one that lives in the house with him to tell her story. So, um, wow, but she's a minor too, so I wonder how they got that.
No, they didn't release her. They didn't release the testimony of
You
Jarvis.
listening to what Sonia sent us?
I know exactly what it is. I didn't get a chance to go through the whole thing, but
Okay.
through listening to the beginning, it's definitely not the testimony of Jarvis Butt's 9-year-old daughter. It's not that testimony at all. It's actually, and mind you, the cousin that's speaking did not testify in this case at all. She's just giving you a breakdown. And also, this is the cousin that was able to bring on, I believe, Nizea Harris' mother. And Nizea Harris' mother was able to speak, but I'm not even going to go too much into it. I'll go through the preliminary hearing, and I have a few more breakdown and audio for us to also listen to from the other sides of the family members that are
Uh-huh.
estranged from Antoinette and
Uh-huh.
Shannon and the rest. Yeah. So we'll definitely come back and do like it's major parts to it, but I definitely just want to be able to do the preliminary hearing and go through us discussing the thoughts on the people that did testify in the case. And like I said, it's so much to even find out about Jarvis Butts. I did do my research on him. It was a lot that I uncovered about him as well. So when I tell you it's so much to talk about in regards to this case, and it's very important because I think it sheds light on why we need to protect our children. And it's not even just about strangers, like per se. We're talking about in a family situation, marriages, all of that. Just be aware and conscious. And it's not only about little girls, it's also about the little boys. And that's why I use the term children, because we just tend to think little girls get abused, but little boys also get abused. Okay, so it's a lot for us to uncover, First Lady, but leaving you guys off with part two of the Nizea Harris case, listening to the preliminary hearing on this part two of Cordell and um, Jarvis Butt's baby mother, in which he used her vehicle, in which now we know that Nizea was inside of the vehicle in which he used from his baby mother. And we're going to be able to hear on the third part the testimony that took place with the fiance and the sister. And we're going to just dive deep because I think, like I said, it's something that this case, like every other case that is involving children, is very, very vital that we realize that in order to protect our children is not only about what you provide for them financially, what you provide for them emotionally, but some you can't even say provide emotionally, because if you're providing anything emotionally and something is wrong with your child, you will recognize it. But just allowing yourself to want a man more than the protection of your children runs very deep. It's happening in everyday life. Nizea Harris is a representation, and although it wasn't the mother, it was a home that she was in that she was supposed to be protected in. that she was subjected to so much abuse and volatility. And with that being said, y'all, we will be back with part 3. This is Word on the Street with your girl Word and the First Lady OG. Peace,
Peace,
love,
love,
and
and
light from our family to yours. And we will be back in the building with part 3. And like I said, stay tuned for the rest of the testimony from the baby mother and the testimony from the fiance and the biological sister of Jarvis Butts. Because not for nothing, we're going to save Shannon and Antoinette for last. Okay? And then we're going to tie everything in together. And not for nothing, it's allegedly stated that she was thrown into an area that carried crocodiles within the Detroit area. I did my own research when it comes down to the crocodiles and alligators um within Detroit, as far as their visibility and all of that. And when I come back with part 3, I will start off with the beginning to let you guys know what's the inside of it. But allegedly, as I'm talking to you guys, it's a lot of stories that has been put out that her body was discarded to alligators, and that is why she is still missing as of right now. I love you guys so much. Thank you, First Lady OG, aka my mom. I love you. Thank you so much for your love
love
and
you so
support.
much, Mom.
For thank you, Mom, for Word on the Street. And yeah, we're about to end it off. Peace, love, and light. And I'm gonna leave you off, First Lady, with the last word.
I'm gonna let you guys go. Y'all know y'all been rocking. We appreciate you. Stay tuned. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you come back again. Hank, I forgot to tell you, bro. I watched the link you sent me with the date live. Oh my God. I saw that a long time ago. I was 18 when that came out. Yes, I saw that a long time ago. But thanks again. The night you sent it, I opened it up and I literally sat there and watched it. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. That was definitely something to see. Um, and with that, everything else, you guys know, we say the same thing all the time. There is power in repetition. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and light. Until the next time.
Peace, love, and light, guys. Until next time. I'm trying to find something real quick, but I don't know, man. Sometimes my other phone be acting crazy. And I'm like, why can't I just like pull up all my messages? Oh, okay. Well, I guess it doesn't. Let's see something. Let's go into Google real quick, y'all. Let's go into Google real quick, y'all. Oh, no. It doesn't want me to play my song. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. I was trying to actually play my song like I normally do, but like I don't know what's going on with Google tonight, y'all. Google is doing the most. But with that being said, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your love and support. And until next time, we will be back. Peace, love, and light. Y'all, I'm so tight that I can't find my song to play ending off. But yeah, like I said, my computer died, so I'm on my phone. So until next time, peace.